welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about the entire history of JoJo.
Jojo.
So it was the mid 1800s. George Joestar, Jonathan Joestar's father, was driving in a carriage with his wife and young Jonathan Joestar. And then it crashed. George's wife died.
Yeah.
And then Dio's father came up and tried to rob his corpse. But then George was still alive, and then he thanked Dio's father for quote unquote saving him.
Oh yes.
So Dio despises his father because he kind of killed his wife. So Dio poisons his father. Dio's father dies and then gets adopted by George.
Yep.
So for like 7 years, Jonathan and George have a rivalry. Jonathan and Dio have a rivalry. Dio kills Jonathan's dog, Danny. Very sad time.
Oh, yes.
So yeah. Jonathan walks up to Zeppeli and says, "Hey, can you teach me hammer?" Zeppeli says, "Sure." And then they go fight Dio's minions. And then Dio's like, "How many breads have you eaten in your life?" And then Zeppeli says, "I don't care." But then some guy does thunder cross split attack, blah blah blah, and then Dio does stuff. He kills Zeppeli. Zeppeli says, "Jonathan, take my will," in Japanese. So then Jonathan gets super mad. Has super epic, powerful Hammond. Has every overdrive. He has turquoise overdrive. He has scarlet overdrive. He has sunlight yellow overdrive. He also has Hammond overdrive.
Pause. FYI, I have no idea what happens in JoJo all the way until part 3. So yeah, you can just do a lot of this entire thing.
So okay, so Jonathan gets really mad. A few years later, Jonathan fight Dio. Jonathan burns Dio's freeze, and then Dio falls off a cliff and dies. A few years later, Irina, who is Jonathan's wife, gets married to Jonathan, and then someone brought Dio's head on the cruise, meaning that he's still alive. So Dio burns the cruise. A bunch of zombies appear. Jonathan subdues Dio's flying head, and then Irina gets in the coffin so she can fly away and live a happy life. And then somehow Dio also gets into a secret compartment of the coffin. So yeah, the end. Part 2. I don't know. Okay, so part 2. Joseph Joestar is walking around the streets, and then he finds some little kid getting beat up by police officers. Joseph uses him to beat the heck out of them. So then he becomes friend. Oh yeah, one of the cops put his snot on Jonathan's shoulder, and then Joseph reflects it back with Hammond.
You keep getting mixed up with.
Yeah, I know. I don't have a script. So Joseph.
Get a script.
No. So Joseph and that kid who is being bullied by police officers are subdued. He wants to he approaches the pyramid. That's part 2 coming soon. So I forgot to finish off part 2, so I'm gonna speed through it. Satana, also known as the fourth Pillarman, aka the Pillarman nobody talks about, awakens Cars, AC/DC, and Wamu. Wamu attaches something to Joseph and says, if you don't come back in 1 month, this will explode and destroy you. So then he becomes friends with Caesar, gets trained by Lisa, aka his mom, and then yoink, they fight Wamu, AC/DC, and Cars. Joseph destroys AC/DC, and Caesar dies when he's fighting Wamu. So Joseph goes, Caesar! So yeah, and then Joseph shreds Wamu and then shreds Cars. But first he has to do his little Nigerian Dayo. And then he crashes his own funeral. He also married Susie Q. That's the end of part 2.5 because I forgot to put this in the main recording.